What is up, everyone? My name is Joseph, and welcome back to Casually Competitive MTG for a little bit of a different video. Now, normally we present you with weekly gameplay content where we showcase various decks and commanders, but we don't show you the deck construction process we take in order to put those decks together, and that's something that we want to change with this series. Now, normally our deck construction process isn't anything that could be put into a video. We kind of just build the decks and refine them throughout the week and then eventually put them together for a video. So we decided to add on a little twist in order to make it into a video and make it entertaining. So the twist is pretty simple, and the concept of this series is fairly simple. All your favorite casually competitive members are going to go head-to-head in a deck building competition of sorts in order to build a deck, but there's going to be two big restrictions. The first thing is every episode is going to have a theme that everyone will have to build their decks around, and the second restriction is they'll all be given a time limit. We'll be documenting and recording the entire process from everyone's point of view, so you'll be able to really get inside the minds of all the different casually competitive members and really find out how they build decks and what their thought process is, so it's going to be interesting. We've really never done anything like this before, and we haven't even tested out the concept before I've recorded this intro, so I don't even have any idea what we're in for, but I can guarantee you it's going to be very, very interesting, and you're going to want to stick around. The second part of this episode is going to be just a regular gameplay video with all of these decks featured, so you will be able to see these decks in action. If you like videos like this and you want to help out what we do, we have a Patreon link in the description. We also have a link down there to our merch store. You can buy and rep some casually competitive merch. Also in the description, if you're going to be buying cards in the near future, click on our TCG affiliate link before you do, and at no cost to you, you will directly help out the channel. There's also a Flipside Gaming link down there where if you use our code CasuallyMTG at checkout, you'll get 10% off your order and help out the channel at the same time. And now with the introduction out of the way, let's get into the pilot episode for Battle of the Builds. Hello everyone and welcome to the first episode of Battle of the Builds. Are you guys ready?
No.
Wait, I thought it was Battle of the
I was
Birds.
born ready.
Are you ready,
You can
Joseph?
however you want.
Joseph,
So-
I don't think you're ready.
I mean, I don't have to do anything, so I am very ready. So we've already determined the order that people will pick their commanders, and essentially we'll just cycle through this order every time, so don't worry, no one's getting any special treatment, it'll all even out in the end.
Except for me, because I get to pick first.
Bill will be picking first, and we'll basically just be going down the list, so everyone they've been notified what the theme is, and they've picked their commanders. Some of them had to choose a few options just in case, and the only stipulation is they cannot pick one someone else has picked. So the pick order for this episode will be Bill, Nate, Adam, and then Nate L. And the theme for this first episode is commander damage. So we will just start on the top. Bill, what is your choice of commander?
I will be choosing Bruse, Tarl, Borscht Herder, and Kydele, Chosen of Crewfix.
Interesting. Nate.
I will be choosing Hapatra, Vizier of Poisons.
Did not expect that one.
She
Adam.
didn't do damage?
I am going by my namesake, and I'm choosing Sliver Queen.
All right. And last but not least, Mr. Nate L.
So I thought I'd switch it up a little bit and go off theme. Just kidding. I'm gonna go with Yargle, Glutton of Orborg.
All right, still trying to make it work. I see.
Yeah, I'm bringing it back.
He's gonna
I destroyed
die
it and
on
I'm
that
bringing it back. I will die on that hill.
So you'll now all have 30 minutes to construct a deck themed around commander damage with your chosen commanders. And after the 30 minutes, we'll meet back up and go over these lists. And then these deck lists will be in our next gameplay video in just a few days. And I think it's about time we get to building, so best of luck, guys.
I originally chose these partners because Bruse Tarl is a man, and he does that double strike. So, I mean, commander damage, he's going to be dealing it. And then I was thinking I needed the green and the blue because I want to run some Curiosity or Keen Sense or Sixth Sense, any of those cards for the card draw, and use Bruse Tarl's ability to gain double that card draw. I think I had a deck similar to this, but I had Ikrashidiki instead of Kydele, but I really wanted access to the Curiosity effects. So we'll see how it goes.
I chose Hapatra, Vizier of Poisons as my commander for this. Again, it was commander damage was the name of the game. The card says deals damage to a player, so it's good enough for me. So I'm gonna try and win with some sort of like a Nest of Scarabs blowfly infestation, and then a death trigger combo. Maybe even throw in a Yawgmoth combo, something like that. I'll figure that out when I get there.
So, I've had this built for a little while, and I mean, I tried it on the channel before. I'm going to try it again, but we're going to make some improvements because a couple of sets have come out recently. M21's got a couple of black cards that will be able to help me with my card draw issues. We got Village Rights. That's a prime example. There are a couple other good artifacts that I'm going to be able to use to be able to fuel my win a little bit quicker. Hopefully I can use some good artifacts and a few more card draw cards just to help my cause.
Let's get to building some slivers. So we're doing some commander damage, and I decided that Sliver Queen does commander damage, not with herself, because she's the queen. So she puts it on her pawns, the little sliver tokens, to do all the damage for her, but she is the main source of our damage. So we're going to do a little bit of Sliver Tribal, a little bit of shared animosity style effects to get that damage pumping, you know, a few infinite mana outlets, make those slivers, and we'll basically try to make it some grindy sliver token action and just beat everybody down.
When I build my land bases, I like to look at some of the land bases on the CDH database because they're usually pretty decent. And then I kind of budget them out for our taste because we usually don't run anything like this Tundra or the Taiga.
I think 30 lands sounds good. So here's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking ramp, about 10 to 15-ish ramp cards. I'm thinking a good amount of destruction because we know that everyone is playing some sort of commander damage. So I think some destruction is going to be good. I'm thinking a couple board wipes, not much, because I think mine's going to be pretty heavy tokeny compared to others, so I'm going to go light on that. The combo cards, obviously, once I figure out what they are, I'll definitely want to put a couple of those in. And then some stacks pieces, probably. I think I like the sound of that.
We're going to start with my mana base right now. Yargle is a 5-cost, 9/3 vanilla commander. No abilities, so we're just going to be looking to smack these guys down. Hopefully we'll be able to pump Yargle out, get him maybe with an artifact or a sorcery that gives him infect to be able to just destroy these guys almost instantaneously from the get-go, or something of the sorts. At the very least, we're going to be looking for just commander damage, and we're definitely going to have some solid beefy mana rocks to be able to pump out maybe a turn 1 Yargle. I'm definitely going to run Cabal, Coffers. I'll probably throw an extra Planar Lens in there too. I just want to be able to get as much mana as I can, or have a high ceiling to be able to produce a lot of mana, because he's a 5-cost commander. These other guys are working with a couple 4 costs and I don't know what Adam's working with. I can't remember what he said.
Alright, so I will start. Let's probably start with the lands. We'll probably want most of the fetch lands. So we'll probably throw in all the fetches, all the shocks, classic 5-color stuff. Okay, so fetches and shocks down. Now we can hit classic, get a command tower. What are those orchards? Exotic orchard. Probably put in a reflecting pool. That should help with the color fixing with all the shocks and stuff. Alright, so let's see. Probably Cavern of Souls. Actually, that's a pretty solid one. No one can counter the queen. Alright, let's get a City of Brass. Don't like Forbidden Orchard because I don't like giving people creatures. Mana Confluence. Alternate City of Bruse. Oh, of course, Sliver Hive. I don't know how I forgot the land of slivers. Our Citadel, probably. Don't have to worry too much about our life, so we may just want the colors of mana. We got 29 lands. Okay, I feel like I'm usually good with just 30 lands, even in 5-color decks. We'll just throw in probably just Forbidden. I'm sad I have to give somebody creatures.
I'm not going to be running many creatures. I'm probably just going to be running a lot of ramp creatures. I'm also a very tedious deck builder, so this is very hard for me. I like to take my time most of the time, so it's going to be rough. I'm just going to add a bunch of good cards, and then I'm just going to cut some stuff, because that seems to be the best course of action here, I think.
So let's get some let's throw the artifacts down. I'm not gonna go crazy on the artifacts. I don't think it's necessary. But we definitely want the staples. So let's just go elves, right? Let's just stack up the elves. These are gonna be good too, because if I need to get death triggers, I can always throw them on these guys too.
Like I said, we just want to have the ability to get Yargle out there and to be able to do damage. I'm going to be putting a couple of artifacts in here that make him unblockable. And just so I'm pretty much assured of the commander damage sticking so long as I'm able to have Yargle stay on the board. The only things that are going to negatively impact me are just massive board wipes, creature removal spells. So I mean, I'm open to a lot of removal. Exile, obviously.
Now we'll do some ramp. Since we have all the fetches, we'll be able to get lots of forests, so we'll probably do the classic auras that I like getting on lands, like Utopia, Sprawl, Fertile Ground, Wild Growth. Basically just mana dorks that work well with getting multiple colors. Because I am guilty of when I build slivers, I don't like putting in actual mana dorks, because slivers are slivers. We're probably going to stick to a lot of these auras, because they give you just a wide array of mana that you can create.
So about halfway through, I decided to check up on everyone building the decks to see how they were getting off, and some of them were a bit more confident than others. Who are you most worried about right now in this pod, after hearing the commander choices?
Probably, I don't know. I'm not worried about any of them.
Well, some of the other ones had some more realistic expectations of what to expect.
Hapatra bothers me because Sliver Queen makes 1/1 slivers, and a lot of slivers are 1/1s, even though they have really strong abilities. They're usually all 1/1s just to balance that out, so if anybody's open and they can get hit, they can just start nuking my board, and that's going to be very annoying.
But the main consensus was that they were just not prepared for 30 minutes.
Oh, Jesus, there's no way I'm finishing this.
How much time do I have, by the way?
You have 11 minutes.
I'm not finishing. I'm
That's
telling
exactly what
right
Will said.
now. Oh my god. All right, speed mode. Let's go.
Good luck.
All right, thank you.
So we decided to give them an extra 10 minutes just this once.
All right, now that's a pretty good control package, I would say. Now we got to focus more on, so we got the lands, got good control package. Now we got to focus on everything else. I think our ramp package is pretty lackluster as well. We got a few. If we can get like Felwar Stone in here, Arcane Signet maybe, and where we at 75. We're getting there. We're getting there.
So now we're gonna go with some destruction. We'll go destruction and protection at the same time. Veil of Summer is a great one. Prowling Serpapod, because I want to be able to get all my stuff off. Nature's Claim, I love that card. Rex Sage, I think you just gotta throw it in there, right? Back to Nature, I like that card. Destiny Spinner, that's good. These are just cards I have in front of me that I definitely know that I like and that play well.
So next, I'm gonna probably throw in some tutors and some card draw. Let's focus on some more mana just in case. So let's go with Dark Ritual, Cabal Ritual. I'm gonna throw in both of the. I think I might throw in Green Tutor. Grim Tutor. Because life doesn't matter to me. Oh, you know what? That puts me in a bind, actually. It's gonna matter to me. Yeah, I'm not worried. If I could get out fast enough in front of these guys, it's not gonna matter. We're gonna do Vamp Tutor. Demonic Tutor. Alright, let's get some Reanimator effects in here. We'll do Reanimate. Animate Dead. Dance of the Dead. Necromancy.
We got 5 there, so that's probably pretty decent. So now I add in just a couple of dorks, even though they're not slivers. Bloom Tender and... Alright, we get some Feyburrow Elder. Yes, that's the guy we're looking for. He has a lot of mana. Along with... We can try this guy out for now, Gigantha. Maybe... We might be able to put him in the... Companion Zone, actually. And because we have those... We can add in the classic Freed from the Real. Hemin's Aura. Those, with all 3 of them, we'll be able to make infinite mana.
I love Kessig Wolfron. Kessig Wolfron, jeez. That card's a house. Especially if we can get it with Bruse Tarl and he'll just be smacking. I feel like Swords is going to be, just removal in general in this game, is going to be very valuable. Umazawa's Cheat is fun. Good removal. Sword of Fireness is kind of a nombo. Do I have Rogue's Gloves? So I think, knowing Nate's commander, I think he's gonna go wide with 1/1s. So maybe like an Earthquake effect might be interesting.
Pew. Fortify. That's how I spell it. Yes, it is. Add it to the board. I want it. Assassin's Trophy is so good. Force of Vigor I like. It's so good. But is it that good? And I only have a couple, so I have 3. I'm just gonna mark these down. So I have 3. Yeah, let's just play it. Manglehorn, definitely. Kindness Transformation, definitely. Nature's Claim, definitely. Let's just throw those in now because I want to have room for those.
I need some big artifacts that will help me get out in front of these guys. So I'm thinking I'll probably throw some protection out there. So Sword of Fire and Ice. Sword of Feast and Famine. I know these guys tend to not run flying creatures, so I think I'm going to throw on some Fleet Feather Sandals.
I guess we can probably start on the slivers now, so we can, since we're already here, we can throw in Mana Weft, Gem Hide, which are probably 2 like the most important slivers. So Basal Sliver, very important sliver for a classic Sliver Queen combo. You use Basal with the haste and mana tapping slivers. If you don't have a Training Grounds effect, you're able to pay 2 to make a sliver, tap it for mana because it has haste, and then sack it for 2 with Basal. So you end up netting 1 extra mana that you can then put 2 back into the Sliver Queen, still netting 1, so you end up making infinite mana, also with infinite tokens, so you can cast other stuff that's in your hand as well.
Ooh, wait, that's such a troll card. Oh, I love it. How do you spell it? There it is. Oh, that card's hilarious. Oh, there was that one that Joseph really likes. What is it called? Oh, it's Infiltration Lens. Oh, it's such a good card. This gives you like the added, if they block your drawn cards, if they don't block your drawn cards.
Blowfly Infestation is the next one. So basically, how this works, and then a death trigger. So, for example, Poison Tip Archer, I like that card. So basically, how it's going to work is you have a creature. Nest of Scarabs is whenever 1 or more -1/-1 counters are placed on a creature, you create that many 1/1 black insect creature tokens. Blowfly Infestation is whenever a creature with a -1/-1 Counter is put into a graveyard from play. If it had -1/-1 counter on it, you put a -1/-1 counter on another target creature. So I'm sure you can see where this is going. Say I have a snake. I deal combat damage, like the prompt says, to a player. I get to put a -1/-1 counter on something. I'll put it on the insect. When I do, or I put it on the snake. When I put it on the snake, I get an insect. The snake dies. I put the -1/-1 counter on the insect, make another insect. Yada yada yada, over and over again. And if I have a death trigger, like the poison tip archer, whenever another creature dies, each opponent loses 1 life. That's a win. That's a GG.
Let's see. I'm gonna look this up because I haven't really looked into Infect too much. I've just put a couple of these cards in there. I gotta throw Tainted Strike in here. Oh, Grafted Exoskeleton. Ooh. I'm gonna try to freaking get these guys with Infect damage just to make them upset, because I think that would absolutely be so funny. Okay. Regardless of any of that, we're gonna keep on rolling. So I think I have a solid artifact base.
Thinking for tutors, I do really like... I like Bring to Light. I do like Bring to Light. Bring to Light is interesting. Channel the Suns. Probably... You can probably add like a Toxic, just to have 1 word wipe just in case things go wrong. Almost forgot the biggest combo of all, the Mana Echoes. Almost forgot the biggest combo with her herself. Got lots of mana fixing, lots of ramp. We got a lot of the creature combos. I think we got some good stuff in here.
So at about this time, everyone was wrapping up and putting their final touches on their deck lists, and didn't really say too much. They were just kind of polishing. And if you want to see these full deck lists in action, the lists themselves are in the description, but there will be a gameplay very soon with these decks included. Before I let you guys go and we end this video, I wanted to just go over each of the decks now that I'm looking at the deck lists and give my opinion on each of them. We'll start off with Bill's Kydele and Bruse Tarl list. I think this list has some legs to really get a lot of value off of what he's decided to build around, that being double strike and then artifacts that let him draw frequently. And I think there are situations where he will be able to get out ahead. And generally, that's a pretty big staple for the decks that Bill builds. But I do think that a big issue with this deck is just going to be able to get there fast enough. I think he will consistently draw a lot of cards, but I think he might have some issues closing out the game, so I'm interested to see how that one plays out. For the Hapatra list, I'm actually really surprised that Nate was able to convince me that the way he was winning was based off of commander damage. We will allow some stretches of the rules, so to speak, for that, since he is winning directly off of the combat damage trigger, and I'm actually really interested to see how this deck works as well. I think there will be a lot of good value in ramp, but I think a lack of a consistent card draw engine in his command zone or throughout his deck list is going to end up hurting him in the end. But I do think the control that he's bringing to the table with the -1 counters and the death touch is going to protect him a lot in the game, as well as take care of some dangerous creatures. And in a pod like this, dangerous creatures are kind of the name of the game, so I think that his commander is going to get a lot of control value, but I think he may suffer in terms of keeping his hand full of quality cards. The Yargle list, I mean, there's really not much to say about this deck, really. It's a vanilla creature that he's going to pump up with artifacts. I think he took the most literal approach to commander damage with his decision, and, you know, I think it's going to work fairly well. I think he's going to be able to ramp some stuff out quickly, but there are going to be some definite drawbacks, primarily being that his whole game plan revolves on pretty much a single creature sticking and being able to swing, so I think he's going to have some definite issues with consistency. I think he'll be able to replay Yargle multiple times, but I think he'll just have a hard time swinging at good targets, and I think chump blockers and single target removal are going to be the bane of his existence. And finally, we have the Sliver Queen, probably the least commander damage focused of them all, but we gave him a pass because we didn't even know what we were doing when we came into this video. I think he took it and went a little bit too outside the box. I mean, his commander is doing damage by proxy of, creating the damage, but I do like some of the lines he has in there that specifically focus on his commander. Mana Echoes and Intruder Alarm are just combos that work with the Sliver Queen, but I do think he'll be able to get some sneaky evasive damage through with the Sliver Queen, and I think that's going to be more relevant than some people realize. 7 damage is a lot, and there's so many ways to give it evasion or to give it flying, just any way to get through, and he's going to quickly be able to beat down some people and get a lot of value off of that. So while I may not be fully convinced that this deck is commander damage based, I think it's going to do fairly well, and it will go pretty wide, most likely faster than some of the other decks. That being said, that is all we have for this video. If you guys did enjoy it, want to see more like this, let us know. We're really experimenting with some different types of content, and feedback is really helpful as we do that. That being said, I am Joseph, this is Casually Competitive MTG, and we will see you next time.